Yeah, I do think it was Hunter Vale's next because Hunter Vale and then Serban and then Nin is the most linear path we can take to the most amount of uh
Important peoples.
yeah, kingdoms, I suppose.
We're on good terms with Nin, if I recall correctly. Or
Well, they never sent any of their changeling bounty hunters after us after we stole that ship, so
yeah, we're on at least neutral terms with them.
You stole a ship from changelings?
oh right, yeah, okay, look. So a lot of stuff has happened, as you know.
I love that. I love that Arcade is here now, just so it's like, okay, now we can recap for those people that forgot what happened 100 episodes ago.
And isn't necessarily recorded on Twitch anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Just Arcade looks at Zakar confused. Why would you steal a ship from changelings? That doesn't sound like a wise move.
Because we didn't have any other options to get to the island that we're going to.
Was this another bad idea of your wizard friends?
I think actually.
Say that again, Kevin.
Was this another bad idea of your wizard friends?
Did the bird think of this?
I think we were actually.
Yeah, actually it was.
Stop to think about it. I think, yeah, actually. If it wasn't, if it wasn't,
that was one of our more lucrative adventures. Like, I mean,
if it wasn't the bird, it was the dragonborn.
Well, I mean, there was a Goliath in there on occasion. Different Goliath.
Oh,
Anyways.
right. Yes.
Well, actually, I mean, if I remember the timeline correct, Cyrus, you didn't really know Vilmac because he was
That's true.
for you.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Grim was
See, Cyrus just
definitely
knows the stories.
Grim was definitely there for that part of the story.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a statue of
'Cause-
Vilmac,
'cause
so
I
Cyrus probably.
I remember him having to like trick people into doing questionable things in the town of Nin, and then also going into the Tomb of Horrors and getting turned into a woman. Like that all definitely happened.
We both did. It was a fun time.
I'm not gonna lie. Complete side note before we actually get into D&D. I do love sex changing magic because that is still one of the funniest non-mechanic breaking things ever.
Right. Yep. It's just like, here, you get to deal with that.
Girl now.
Yeah.
Yep.
What does that mean? Nothing. Girl now.
Yeah, it means you're a girl.
We should have
Change
you
your
play
clothes fit a little
Barony.
differently.
Or boy, and then things get even differenter.
Yep.
But okay. Guys, where are we going?
Who remembers what happened last time?
I just forget. Okay.
We talked
Well,
to...
this is random.
I think we fought a gigantic monstrosity. I feel like we have another fight since then.
That was the previous one.
Giant sea tapeworm.
Yes.
Killed that one.
That is a good
Well-
name.
Worm. Horrible.
That is a good name for
Cyrus
what
not a
that
fan.
thing is.
Got to
Aberration
the
or
Forbidden
something?
Island. Talk to Lady of Ravens, who's not doing so hot.
But we don't know that. Only Zakar knows that.
No, that was disclosed.
Yeah.
That part's general knowledge. Okay.
Maybe not to the extent of like hashtag Raven Queen dying, yo, but
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Different hashtag Raven Queen losing powers, yo.
Right.
yeah, maybe more like that. And as you literally just said, oh, you're not doing so good.
My
We don't-
bird queen has a cold.
Yeah, exactly. Especially because it's kind of weird and like we don't know how this will actually play out. So,
We need to get her god NyQuil.
Isn't that just ambrosia?
Yeah, probably.
just go steal a glass from Hades.
Quick, Brando, get on that.
And steal a glass.
Yeah, there was a lot of conversations with the Raven Queen, and then we decided to head home. We started a plan, kind of a confusing plan.
Something like
But
we're
we
going
kind
to
of have
get
a
the
plan.
Raven Queen to talk to the leaders so that convince them that we need help to finish off Mr. Thing in the Sky.
Because hashtag sending stones are cool.
Yes.
Was the beer? Because
Okay,
otherwise,
water,
nice.
Okay, Todd. Like,
Otherwise,
no, Kevin is the only one here who drinks beer, and I don't think the kind of beer he drinks comes in a can.
No, actually, and I'm not even drinking right now because I'm drinking coffee.
Oh, okay. I'm the only one who's drinking.
Sorry, man.
Sorry, wrong,
I mean,
wrong
I could
crowd.
do cider, but I've got work tonight. Sorry.
I feel bad every time you show up to a gathering and you're like, I brought all
You're like,
kinds
"I
of
brought
beer, and
beer."
we're like, you enjoy that, Todd.
We're boring.
Everyone
We
just
are glad you brought beverages for you.
Yes,
Mhm.
we will enjoy watching you enjoy that.
Yeah.
Glug, glug, glug.
So yeah, you guys,
Okay.
you guys are still aboard Borden's Prism. Can't believe I pronounced that correctly on the first try. And things have been pretty quiet since you got back underway. What started out as being like a lot of dissent amongst the crew has kind of been put into perspective since then. So they're diligent now.
Mm-hmm.
They're content to do their work and confident in their in the importance of their mission. But you guys will still be flying for a couple of days, making your way back to Odenheim. Unless you had designated a different destination, which I don't.
We had talked about that, but I think we decided to just go to Odenheim after all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we settled on Odin.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cover all our bases.
Alrighty.
I go up on the top side of the ship and I just
Mhm.
look out and I just go, I'm going to port. And then I don't know which way port is,
Mhm.
but I go to one of them.
You just
and then I'm
you
just
pick a
gonna stand
direction.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pick a direction. I'm just gonna stand there and
Mhm.
can I make a perception check just to keep an eye out?
Yeah, sure.
Only on that side though. If anything happens
Mhm.
behind me, I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just clouds and ocean.
Glad. I stand up there diligently and just
Yeah.
laser.
Mhm. Let's see. What's the weather like today?
Making my way downtown.
I love that gnome song.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Da-na-na-na-na-na. Da-da-da-da.
It's actually not so cold today, even though you're in the middle of winter. I mean, you guys have been up at this altitude for a while, so you're used to it being just cold as balls.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
Get
not
that
so
wind.
bad today. No wind. Low
Low wind.
low
Whatever.
wind, you know,
If we're moving this
stagnant
probably some
air,
kind of-
not as freezing as it usually is. A little bit of rain.
Kind of balmy.
Yeah.
Is anyone else think that's weird and probably a bad sign?
that the weather's nice.
I don't know, Zakar. I like the sun.
Are you one of those we can't have nice things types?
Perhaps the gods have seen to bless this journey and give us less
I mean,
trouble
that's
this time.
that's a very nice thought, Cyrus. But well, to answer your question, Arcade, you saw the monstrosity that it took for us to get here.
Oceanic tapeworm, yes.
But we beat him, so that'll never happen again.
Suddenly jinxed.
No, I agree with Cyrus. We killed him. We defeated.
Yep.
We'll never see that particular one ever again. Unless it becomes a zombie.
Yeah.
Please don't let it become a zombie.
Oh shit, I just said that, didn't I? I said it and now it is true. So yeah, several days go by, pretty uneventfully. You guys can choose to fill that time doing whatever you want.
What became of the bodies of the crew members who fell?
They dissolved into goo, didn't they?
I mean,
Oh, that's sad.
yeah, they did get acid
digested.
did so.
Oh, that's right.
The they probably didn't completely dissolve, but they're what is left of them is definitely not, alive. They were those bodies were basically like wrapped up and interred below deck, and I guess they let me think. You guys weren't on the island very long. Yeah, they're probably still down there, preserved as well as they're capable of doing.
Okay.
Which is to say, not very well.
I feel like I probably already offered this, but Cyrus can do some ceremony, funeral rites over them.
Okay.
If that has not been done already.
Sure.
I actually distinctly remember you already doing that.
Okay.
Like separate
feel
from
like-
the ceremony to make everyone happy.
Yeah, the first one was like, cheer up, guys, we're not gonna die.
Yeah.
And after it's like, this is a sorry, guys, some of you did die. Whoops.
Yeah. No, not your fault.
We weren't expecting Ocean to have an upset stomach today.
I should mention that prayers are not legally binding. Just saying.
Listen. Gods do what they can, but even the gods have their limits.
Yeah.
Wow, not even the cleric, huh? Not even them? This is harsh out here.
It's rough, buddy.
This is why I don't like deities. They never pick up the phone. And when you call them, just like Dad.
Okay,
There's a lot to unpack there.
It
Why
was,
I have-
a Warforged. His name was Dad.
His name was
Never
literally
called you
dead.
many questions. Most of all, what is a phone?
It's I think it's like a sending spell.
Wild just goes wall-eyed like a cartoon.
I'm putting in something in my notes that says there is a Warforged named Dad somewhere. Like, figure that shit out, Dungeon Master.
Is he
Yeah,
grave?
shady.
Is Grave Dad? Is Dad
Dad.
the final enemy?
Yes, he's the final boss of the campaign.
Daddy, no!
We have to earn his respect.
Aw.
This is getting weird and awkward, guys. Can we just not?
I've not since this conversation started.
I am not
You know what?
currently.
Right. Mark goes and like sits by arcade.
Brandy.
Zakar waves it away. It's wasted on me these days.
You're like the anti-Charon.
I mean, we've had that meta discussion
Yeah.
of how that works.
Yeah, but it's like that specifically, that's like, that just proves that you're like Spock with a mustache version of Charon.
Okay. That's fine.
So yeah, many days pass uneventfully. Spirits on the ship are kind of everywhere. Like, after a while, like, the shock value mostly passes, and or they're just trying to distract themselves with not talking about what happened back there, either on the island or before the island, because it was all kind of a train ride. But anyway, you eventually return to more temperate regions, where it does start to get a little wetter and colder as you guys fly over Bifrost and the lake. Before the airship pulls in to the airship docks above Odenheim. And yeah, and there's a brief exchange with the captain as he sees you guys off. But I mean, at this point, you don't really have a use for each other. So, I mean, if there's anything you guys need to conclude.
Well, is there is there an off chance that Glornan may or may not be present at disembarking, as this was his personal ship?
Well, A, this is not his personal ship, and B,
Oh, really?
no, he is not here.
Dude, I could have sworn you told us it was, but whatever.
No, this is definitely a Stormguard airship, but it is not his airship.
Okay, fair enough.
His airship
I think
does
it was
have a name.
favor to us.
Yeah, you got. Yeah, I mean, he definitely. You have been on his airship before, and.
But point being, this is not that. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind then.
Yeah. I thought I had it written down.
I mean, I bet we could just like visit them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what we tried to do last time, and we were on hold for about 3 days.
Yeah, when you do it polite.
Considering they rule the city wild, you have
Is
to do
there-
it politely.
Is there a page nearby at the port that we can send a message through?
Well, when you guys disembark, it's basically like they don't want you hanging around the docks more than you have to.
Yeah.
So if you guys don't have business directly with the captain, he's pretty much going to send some guards to escort you back to the city.
Goodbye, Captain.
Okay.
All right, that's fine.
Well, why don't we leave a message for that Glornan fellow that we've returned and would like to seek his counsel or an audience or something. And in the meantime, since there was wait time last time, pick up what supplies we think we need for our extended trip.
You could probably leave a message with the captain, because
That's
he
kind of
he
what I was
will
wondering.
have to report to somebody eventually.
Okay. Then yeah, we'll do that. We will say, please tell Master Ironbranch that the 5 Pints have new news and information of which to provide him.
You're gonna go with us and not say the Lady of Ravens wants to speak with you.
I mean, we could, but that's the kind of thing I'm like,
Maybe save the wow factor for the actual meeting. Gotta
Well, which
drop.
do you think will get you the meeting faster? Is my question. Because you said we had to wait last time.
Maybe write that it's urgent.
In the midst of that conversation, the captain's like, I'll tell you what. He says, you know what? Let's just go talk to him right now.
No.
He barks some orders to his crew. It's pretty clear that he was going to stay and like help them, get handle all the logisticals of having just landed. But he's like in the given the
He's got a bullshit.
importance of the mission and like everything that he just saw, he was like, why don't we just go address that right now, because that sounds important.
Fuck it, this is officially beyond my pay grade.
Yeah, he's basically like, we're gonna talk about this right now. Like the ship can wait a
You
bit.
know what? That's great, Captain.
My boys can take care of it. So yeah.
You're a good one.
Yeah. So Captain Starpike, he spends a couple of minutes barking some basic instructions to his men, and then he just starts walking and guides you guys back out. You go to the big old lift, signal it to go down, and you guys start your descent back into the probably the warmest place you've been in like 2 weeks. Like as soon as you guys fall into the cavern that is Odenheim, like immediately just the heat that is coming up from that is kind of captured within hits you guys, and you're like, oh god.
This feels good.
Yeah.
Wild does some calisthenics, and he's just like, guys, look, no more squeaks.
Suddenly feel more lively.
Yeah.
No more
He
talk.
squats.
So yeah, uneventful but picturesque elevator ride back to ground level. And then Captain walks with you guys all the way back to the gate. There's still a busy checkpoint there. A lot of business going in and out of the front gate of the fortress right now, but he doesn't have any difficulty, flashing his rank and getting right past the gate with you guys. And he just keeps walking until you guys get back to the familiar office of Mr. Glorn Ironbranch, which I can, just for flavor, let me find his. I know I got a thing in here. Here we go. Oh wait, hang on. Let me find the big picture.
Mr. Glory Iron Branch. How
Hey.
many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop?
Yeah. Are you gonna?
No, I will not resize.
You gonna?
Yes, I will duplicate.
You gonna work? No.
Going for 3. Yep.
Is it creating something and I'm not seeing it? Oh, there it is.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay, it just decided to tell me in the player view that they're there.
Him and his twin brother.
No, that's fine. This makes
Lornan and Dornan Iron Branches.
this makes sense. All right, there it is.
Lornan, Dornan, and Lornan.
Yeah. My internet's been very weird the past couple days, so.
That's
Anyway,
Has an eagle in his beard.
yeah,
Just
yeah, he
as
does.
majestic as always.
Yeah. So he sorry,
Sorry.
go ahead.
I was gonna ask, what is his ranking? Or what is his job?
Well
Is he a member of the Silverbeard?
well he's a Silverbeard, yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, he's one of them's.
Gotcha.
I mean, he has.
He's like a constant.
Yeah, I mean the Silverbeards are largely made up of like heads of I mean,
Industry.
yeah, kinda. I don't want to say that, but it definitely like it definitely started out as being like these are heads of like the the noble clans that are in the highest regard at the time. But but after that it was like everybody was grandfathered in, and people tend to stay in this station for a very long time because they're dwarves.
They live forever.
Yeah, so it's so like these people are just people who have been, they've been important for a long time. Is the long and short of it. But they all come from different, they come from wildly different backgrounds and lineages. Anyway, Captain Starpike knocks on the door. Yeah, Iron Branch is like, yes, come in, and then they open up, and he's talking to another fellow in there, like some kind of scribe or something, and when he sees who is at his door, he tells the other guy like, we'll talk about it later. Yes, come in.
So we come in?
Yeah, and you guys all file in awkwardly into this kind of small office that he has.
We assemble.
Yeah. It fits all of you, but it's definitely not like a meeting room for for 7 people.
Hanging by
Yeah.
the door, so you got no problem seeing over
Yeah.
everyone else.
I'm out there with Arcade, just kind of like leaning my head down.
Just like peeking through the door.
Yeah,
5 pints assembled.
yeah. And Captain Starpike is like, yeah, so mission accomplished. I'm ready to debrief when you are, but I figured it was important I bring these guys back because some rather important things happened. Maybe I'll just let them talk to you. And Iron Branch is like, yes, we'll debrief later. Every dwarf uses the same voice, all right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Look, we
It's
sound
rough,
similar
it's
because
rough,
we're
and
races.
it's
Right.
beefy.
At
They
least
sound like the mountain.
they're not Scottish.
What's that supposed to mean, mate?
Listen.
Yeah.
I can't do the brogue to save my life. So
Yeah.
even if I wanted to have a Warcraft dwarf, I wouldn't know how. Anyway, so the captain dismisses himself, closes the door behind him, and Glornan is like, "Well, good to see you. Completely unscathed as far as I can tell."
No, we are. Not
are,
without
afraid-
our conflict.
Afraid some of your crew, or the ship's crew, fell to a creature.
Regrettable, but at least it was not in vain, I hope.
Oh yeah, we kicked its ass, and then we met the Bird Queen lady. Does he know about that?
I think he knows about that.
Well, he does now.
Yeah. I think it was definitely.
Why we were going there in the first place.
Yeah.
Look, there's.
You're the most diplomatic besides the frog. You go for it.
Yeah, and you're better at it.
Hey, I was having a good time explaining what happened.
Yes, and we have a good time listening to you, but it's not quite polite. So, would you mind letting him do it? Thank you.
Okay. So, the long and short of this matter, sorry, Branch, is that the Raven Queen has viewed the adversary of which we're calling Alabar is being viewed as
He starts writing. he's like taking notes. Alabar.
Well,
Is that two L's?
We've already impressed upon you the threat of this, of that she claims this star beast has already eaten the Shadowfell and the Feywilds and who knows how many other countless worlds and planes.
I'm mime eating behind Zakar.
Yeah.
We have seen this creature through a telescope, and it has an army of monstrosities accompanying.
Yes,
An army.
Yes.
An army, and we have every reason to believe that the beast that we fought, en route, which defies a fair amount of comprehension, if not description, is one of them, and there will only be more. The goddess of death has compelled us to journey forth and unite the kingdoms of this world in a single front against these space invaders, if you will.
Describe these invaders.
Who's looking through and feel it?
Illithid, mostly from what you could see on deck, they had large crustacean-looking fleet creatures that were carrying them in mass. Thousands upon thousands of these creature ships moving through the inky black. And then
Dreadnoughts.
there was Alabar himself, the twisted bulk of flesh and writhing. Ugh. Please don't make me describe it.
His eyes kind of widen as you're describing it. He's like, an army of Illithids with a fleet of ships in space.
Much like you have an army of dwarves on a fleet of ships in air.
Yes. He thinks about it for a second, and he's like, It's entirely possible the Stormguard may yet meet a worthy opponent in their lifetime. Interesting.
For better or worse, they may. Furthermore, on the subject, we have prepared means of speaking to the Raven Queen herself, should you desire. And I don't know who actually is holding the sending stone. I don't think it's me.
That is a good question.
Who has
We
the
thought-
sending? Who has a
Probably
sending
would have
stone?
left it with you, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who has a sending stone in their inventory?
Oh.
Uh,
She give it to Zakar, or was it Brando? Who provided them? Was it the Skyfires?
I'm checking. I don't see it in my inventory right now.
Yeah.
Double checking.
Oh, it should probably be mentioned because I totally forgot the brothers were with you also. So when the lift came down in Odenheim, they probably peeled off.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Went back. Went to Bifrost probably.
Rick and Rallos.
Yeah.
Oh, so they have it.
Yeah. Well, I'll assume for now. I'll assume
Okay.
for now that they have it with them.
Why would we have left it with Rick and Rallos so we know that we were the ones going to be talking to the people in charge? That doesn't make any goddamn sense.
I don't know.
Well, the answer is because we're dumb and
Yeah.
don't have it in our inventories. In addition to the fact, it was actually kind of their idea a little bit.
It was, well, actually, no, I like to think that it was my idea. 'Cause
Oh,
I'm the one who
dude,
brought it
it's
up.
been like 2 months. I don't remember who talks.
I understand, but I'm pretty sure that it was my idea, and I was pretty sure that I impressed it upon you, considering you're the priest monk
Yeah.
of the Raven Queen. So it should have been in your inventory, stupid.
I think I do
I-
vaguely
I
recall
like-
Uh,
You greasy
giving the
little
stone
monk.
to Zakar.
Put something in your pockets, you fuck. Sew those holes.
Yeah.
But Gordon, could you set up a meeting with us to speak with the king? We
Fucking-
could bring the Sending Stone so the
fucking
Raven Queen could tell
hobo
the story
puncher.
directly.
I'm sorry, Ann. Say it again.
Aw. Glorden, would it be possible to set up a meeting with us to speak with the king? And we could bring the Sending Stone with that the Raven Queen would tell the story directly to him.
He thinks on it for
Assuming,
a
of
second.
course, you do not want to hear it first.
Yeah, he thinks about that for a second. He was like, I think in any logical scenario, that would be something worth bringing to him. But the situation with the war effort's a little tense at the moment, and it may be difficult to get his ear for such a purpose. But everything you're telling me today is quite dire and quite involved. I will definitely be bringing it up and pushing hard toward that goal when next we meet.
Is there news from the war?
Nothing really new while you were gone. There's still a lot of talk from the Orc kingdoms regarding what happened to the king's son.
We believe we have a lead on that.
You do?
Wait, I kind of look around and like, am I allowed to tell this stuff, guys?
I think so.
Okay.
Is there any
Yeah,
restriction
yeah.
on that?
The
Well,
Raven
our Warforged in the back here
Waves.
received a
Hi.
kind of
You talk to me in my brain.
he received a message, very specifically requesting aid and help, but no kind of actual direction linked thereof.
Yes, we have learned as much from other Warforged, some of who have answered that call and some who haven't. It's well documented that the orders are coming from somewhere, but no one knows from where it is. But it has began a discussion of who technically is in charge of DACA at this point, and is it worth searching for the boy? But I mean, that is largely not our concern. But there has been a lot of discussion about what is the king doing if he's not burning down every house looking for a son. I don't know. At any rate, we've been using the opportunity to try and seize a foothold further into their territory, but I have yet to receive any interesting reports on that matter.
Has there not been a ceasefire?
Well, there hasn't been any real hostilities, except for a little bit of civil unrest on both sides, but I mean, I'm not sure what to tell you on that front.
Wild just looks at Cyrus and he just says, Cyrus, it's because they are waging a military conquest of the intervening lands between Dhaka and... And then I look over at him and I just go, right?
There is this thing. It's called warfare.
But
You take land.
I thought
You get
Let's talk now.
you get a weapon and a whole bunch of your friends.
And it turns out if you just beat people up, they give you things.
The problem is when you get to the other guy's side and they're like, hey, we don't like you continuing this way, turn around and go back home, and when you go no, they bring out their weapons and you start beating at each other.
I black out before that happened.
Yeah.
No, no,
Bored.
Nah, rage.
Yep. Yeah, where to go from there?
Well, the answer is, following this revelation, Zakar will internally be like, oh, alright, I guess I'm gonna go track down the halflings.
Do you think the king would be interested in peace if we had ways of assisting in the search for the king's son?
Well,
Other king, not the king.
that's a question you'll have to take up with him. I can assure you, since you've been gone, there's been no attempt by the king to escalate the war effort. That is to say, it was mostly his son's doing, by the sound of it, and he is not too keen to see his people go to a battle they cannot win. And he has been most accommodating in the past couple of weeks in ensuring that things are settled in a civil manner.
That is hopeful, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Is there anything else?
Have there been any more of those, like, wingy mechanical thingies?
Oh,
coming?
the centaurs.
Yeah, the centaurs.
Oh, yes. We still receive reports from them at fairly regular intervals.
So annoying.
Yes. And there doesn't appear to be a pattern to their attacks.
Sorry. We kind of want to go on a tour to try to convince other nations to join us in this war effort. Is there a way you can contact us if King is willing to meet with us?
If the king is willing to meet with you?
Didn't he say it sounded like it would be a while before Dwarf King would meet with us?
He doesn't actually know if the Dwarf King will meet with you at all.
Will
But
ever.
at this point, he's like, look, there's a big conversation about what's happening, military-wise. So all this talk about there being a Raven Queen who is a real thing on the material plane, and how she thinks that there's a moon and a fleet of illithids coming around hasn't really been on the docket. But Glornan thinks that like what you're talking about is super fucking important, and he's gonna try and derail the conversation as much as he can.
Alright.
But aside from that, there's not a whole lot he can promise.
We'll basically just tell him, this is our plans for
Yeah.
the future. We'll be back.
Yeah, and he's basically
In the meantime,
promised.
please rally up support
Yeah,
to help us.
he is basically promising to rally up support to the best of his ability. And he only asks that you keep in touch with anything on that front. And he'll even say like if you guys like meet up with somebody and they agree to if they want to have that discussion, bring that to him. He can definitely like create a meeting with other important diplomats and so forth to arrange something like that. But he's pretty much got to entrust it to you guys at this point.
Does he by any chance have some scrolls of sending or a message or whatever that we could...
Or he could just have any messages go through Ozan. We have those
That's
books
true.
that your wizard friend created, don't we?
That is true.
True. Arzan is a reliable
Yeah.
contact
Yeah.
point.
He
Yeah,
says,
so if
he
any
says
messages-
it would be difficult for me to get messages to you while you're on the road, but if you want me to ferry anything through your contact here, I can definitely do that.
And
can
we'll
he
do
send-
the same.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Exactly.
Very well
Okay.
then. Any other news
Gloria.
we needed to share?
That's it.
I don't believe so.
Well, all right then.
Do you have a gift shop?
We do not.
Do
Okay.
you have a friendship token? Can't remember if I gave you one.
I don't know either.
He doesn't- I don't think he has a friendship token.
Where's my book? I give him a friendship token.
Okay.
Bahamut will aid you.
Make a performance check. What
Can
is
we
it?
request
What's this
gift?
friendship token of?
Well, it's probably miscellaneous and let me roll performance, I guess. And
Yeah.
if it's really well drawn, it'll look like a Bahamut symbol.
Yeah.
And if not, it'll look like a.
At least you're not carving them with a disadvantage now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cyrus. Performance.
Perform, frog.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Good roll.
This is a flawless, tiny representation of Bahamut's symbol.
Okay.
Or a
Yeah.
little dragon.
Yeah. You hand a finely wood carved token with Bahamut's symbol on it, and he's like, ah.
Yep.
What is this?
It is a token of our friendship, and I hope a small, in some ways it may aid you if you need it.
it's a good luck totem.
It's a
The
good
frog
luck
bakes them
totem.
in sweet time.
Ah.
May it bring good fortune
Yeah.
on you.
Also, I'd like to report that your captain Starpike was exemplary in his duties, and the crew was very well trained.
I
It's not
expect
their
nothing
fault
less.
They met up with a monstrosity that was more powerful than they, but they fought. Those who fell did fight to the bitter end, and were very good on the showing up for it.
Good. I expect nothing less. I handpicked Starpike's crew for this mission because I knew he had a exemplary track record.
It showed. The training was very top notch.
Mm-hmm.
Good to hear. And I will be sure to meet with him later to discuss things from his point of view. And yes,
Thank you again, Mr. Ironbranch, for ensuring that we could make this trip in such haste.
anytime. And glad I could be of help. And
I open the door for everyone.
I would be in touch.
I walk out.
Yep.
Thank you.
Back Larden.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah. And
On our way back to
he looks
Bifrost.
like he's pretty busy, so he doesn't even like arrange for an escort out. He's just like have fun, you guys, and just leaves you.
You know where the door is.
Yeah.
Get out.
Yeah, just leaves you to it.
What? Do we have any other things we want to do in Odinheim?
Yes. Brando, take us to Rick and Ralph.
Let's go.
I think they said they were going to Bifrost.
They're gonna go to France because they were
In,
afraid of.
in
meeting with
fact,
Frank.
the
Mom.
discussion was probably like Rick was like, so do we want to visit like the factory or something? And Ralph was like, no, we're going to Bifrost.
Gonna avoid that meeting as long as possible.
Yep.
Brando,
Yep.
give it your mother.
What? No, she doesn't know where they are.
That's
So
the
we
point.
should go. We should bring her with to come visit. She hasn't seen Bifrost yet, has she? We should show her around. It's a great town.
No. This is my father's wishes. I'm respecting his wishes.
What about
And
your
what does
mother's
your mom
wishes?
want?
Yeah, she probably misses her husband.
Taking the cue of both Cyrus and
Arcade.
Arcade. Thank
Arcade.
you.
Arcade. Arcade.
Arcade.
Arcade.
Wild is also just gonna be. He's just like, yeah. What about your mom? By the way, do you guys know where the gift shop is?
I don't know if they have a gift shop.
You know what?
The
Let's
car
go to
is
the
down
gift
the
shop.
hall.
Gift shop we will go. A gift shop we
Let's
will
not
go. Come on, guys.
Oh,
Uh,
Zakar, you know where the gift shop is? And I take off after Zakar. I take off after.
The car was Bifrost, and I was like, okay, great.
Yeah.
Cyrus wants to poke his head into the Temple of Bahamut if there's time.
Okay.
Or maybe I can do that later. I don't know.
I don't think there's time. I think we need to catch up to those two.
Well,
Alright.
Zakar is really the only one who needs to catch up with them. If you want to go to the temple, you can go to the temple.
I mean, like, realistically, you don't, because you know where Zakar is going, and that's just to Bifrost. And,
That's true.
and
Cyrus
he's-
really just
it's not like he's going on an adventure. Like, I mean, y'all are full-grown adventurers, alright?
It's true. Cyrus basically just wants to stop in, find like the highest up person who's around and basically fill him in on what's going on.
Okay.
And then just be like, we're doing a world tour to recruit help. We'll be back.
Okay.
Please, consider reaching out to other faiths also.
Okay. I mean that's a
Yeah.
Hold
meeting.
on to your concert tickets.
That's a meeting that'll
Like a world
only
tour.
last you a bit.
Okay.
There wouldn't happen to be any Goliath temples in Odenheim, would there?
Of your field of worship.
Of our pantheon, yeah, for the giant pantheon.
You haven't heard anything.
Fair enough.
Yeah, the the school of worship you come from is pretty localized.
You can open one up in Bifrost. Start a temple there.
I have no idea who would staff it. I mean, I'll have to give that some thought.
Anyways, after I do that, we scurry after.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
After, I can only assume, like, Zakar probably, like, you don't need to follow me wild.
Yeah. So from the fortress, Zakar is definitely leaving to go to Bifrost. Are the rest of you doing the same except for Cyrus?
Can I roll on the trinket table? I'm going to the gift shop.
He wants to go to the shop.
The castle gift shop that he just said doesn't exist.
I'll find somebody who sells something.
Okay. You wander around the castle.
Can I buy things? Wait, hey, where can I buy things?
I just imagine he keeps asking different maids and stuff, and eventually
Yeah.
someone's like, go to this store that's like 3
Yeah.
blocks down. That's
Yeah.
that's totally the
Yeah.
gift
Yeah,
Rando-
eventually
Super-
they're like, you go to a shop for things.
Any shop.
Yeah. And eventually
Super
and eventually they're like, so if you leave the castle and then walk down the street, there's going to be a shop and they will have things.
Oh. Okay, thank you. And then I leave and I go do that.
Okay. You just walk down the street. You
Yeah,
follow their vague directions.
Just the first shop that has a red sign. Just walk into.
Uh-oh. A red sign?
Yep.
Come the fuck on, internet.
That wouldn't have to be Malmart, would it?
Not in this. No,
Bloodbath.
definitely not in this district.
I'm pretty sure both of those are destroyed at this point.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Bloodbath and Beyond.
Oh my god. I cannot
Well, I
load.
mean, we built her a new one in Bifrost.
I cannot load anything right
Oh,
now.
that one gets blown up.
All right.
Brando's going to Bifrost.
All right. You find, let's say, so basically, Wild, I choose to believe that you walk into the first shop that you come across, which turns out to be like a tailor. So you walk into this place and it's like wall to wall, just like racks of like really nice clothing.
I'm going to buy.
Yeah, and there's a let's see. There's a dwarvish gentleman in there, and he hears the bell, and he gets up from his desk, and he's like, "Oh, hello, welcome to the do." And then he sees like how big you are.
Yeah. Hello. All right. Now okay. Do you guys have like a triple XL?
More like 5 times XL.
Yeah.
A septuple X.
He's like, I'm sure I can make things to specifications.
I mean, I'd be embarrassed to call myself barrow-chested, but no, it is actually a barrow.
Is this a big and tall tailor?
It is not. In fact, I mean, he's got stuff of like all sizes in here, but it definitely looks like it leans a little bit toward the dwarvish nobility. Like the majority of stuff he has in stock are definitely intended for people that come up to your knee.
That's perfectly fair. I'm just like, Perhaps, and then I look over at his capes and I just say, perhaps I could purchase one of these napkins.
He's like, oh yes, if you're interested in one of those, they're 5 gold apiece.
Okay, I can. How many? I show him my platinum and I'm just like, how many gold is in this? I show him 2 platinum and 9 gold, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
how many can I
Okay,
get?
Brando's helping Wild
as
because
he-
we're going to lose platinum at this rate.
did anybody follow Wild when he
I think Wild was on his
when he
own.
just went meandering through the castle?
Nope.
Nope.
Nor should they.
Yeah. We trust him. He's
All right.
He is a
into it.
perfectly responsible
Yeah.
man-child.
All right.
The dignity of risk.
Hey, listen, I did not take any out of the chest, okay? Those are my own 2
Yeah.
personal platinum.
Yeah, so you're so you're clearly like unsure of like how much to give him, and you're like you're basically just open your coin purse and like how many napkins would this buy, and he's like, well, something that he straightens up a little bit and it's like, you could buy with all of this 3.
Okay. And then I go up and I just hand him the purse.
Just the
And
entire
1,
coin
2.
purse.
Trusting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
and-
just the entire coin purse.
All
I
right,
was like,
yeah.
take out what you need, and then I get 1, 2, 3, just straight off the wall.
right. And
I pick my personal favorites, and I'm just
and
like, thank you.
yeah, and as you're doing that, he grabs an additional one off the rack, and he's like, and this is for being a preferred customer. Winky face.
I put my hands up to my face with all my new napkins.
Right.
Yeah, it's go. Oh my god, everyone will be so impressed with my purchases.
Yep.
I
They're
will
like
let.
bandanas.
Yep.
Tie them together.
Oh,
Yep.
Cyrus, if only my brain thought of you could be here in real life.
Yeah.
The voice of Cyrus.
All right.
Yeah, but after that, I just take my now much lighter purse
Right.
and then walk
Yeah.
away with my 4 scarves.
Yeah, however much platinum. I assume it was like, how much platinum was in this bag you gave him?
I had 2 platinum and 9 gold.
Ah, okay.
And 9 silver and 10 copper. So if you wanted those too, you could
Yeah,
take those.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. He'll just take the whole purse.
Okay.
He did. He's a really good businessman. He just did the math real quick, and he's like, "Oh yeah, this is perfect."
Yeah.
Yeah. It
I thought you had exact change.
it tracks. It tracks. Anyway.
And then I just walk back over
Yeah.
to Odenheim.
Yeah. 4 dwarvish capes and then just napkins in parentheses.
Well, I think you mean beautiful napkins, parentheses, dwarven capes.
Yeah, yeah. Either or, depending on whose inventory it's in.
Are
Yeah.
they embroidered?
They're pretty nice. You got a nice array of colors. There's ones in like a powder blue.
Are they like velvet?
Yeah. Oh yeah. A couple different varieties, but yeah, definitely like some high quality fabrics. You know, one's silk, one's definitely what did you just say, Ann?
Velvet?
Yes, velvet. Yes, there's definitely 2 velvet capes in there.
Those are
Yeah.
the swankiest napkins.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. These are top shelf napkins.
Okay.
For the record, I had him roll a deception check when you showed him the coin purse, and he rolled a 4. You didn't even attempt to. Yeah.
Hey, listen,
I
I'm a
believe you.
military man. I go to the PX and they just usually supply me with stuff.
Right.
This whole gold thing, that's kind of new.
Okay.
I-
So I guess Zakar would be the first person back, and anybody else that went with him. So probably Arcade and maybe Brando.
Sure.
Okay. All right. So you guys would get back home first. And everything's pretty much where you left it. The statue is the statue's still beering. And when you get inside, you see Rick and Rallis are. Whoops.